This conference
Well,
will now
thank
be
you.
recorded.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
welcome to August 9th edition of the Sarcoidosis Support Group. So first we have a guest, special guest appearance by Regina. She's going to tell us about her new book that just got published on Amazon.
Oh, thank you so much. I am not a special guest. I am actually one of the moderators.
One of the
So,
moderators. But tonight, and
but
tonight only.
tonight, you are too funny. Anyway, I have just recently published a book. It is my journey through sarcoidosis, and it is also your journey as well too. It is my feelings of how I've been feeling over the last almost 30 years about sarcoid. I could have wrote 30 years worth of poems, but I didn't. But I'm sure if you read some of the poems that are in this book, it is called To Hell with Sarcoidosis, Poetic Justice, Journaling My Inner Thoughts. It is based upon basic feelings about sarcoidosis, about an illness per se. When you read it, you will feel probably like, oh, I've been through that. I know what you're feeling.
Yep.
So, what I'm going to do, what you can do is you can read a poem, and after each poem, there is a prompt, and that prompt will ask you to write. You can write something, you could insert your own journey. So, what I'm going to do, just so you get an idea of what I'm talking about, I am going to read something from this book. Hello, Abby. It is
Hi,
so sweet and nice to meet you, sweetheart.
it's nice to see you too. Hi, I'm Abby.
Hi,
Yes.
Abby.
We will make introductions in just a moment, okay?
We're
Okay.
having a public
So what
service
I'm going
announcement.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read something from my book, and then I'm going to read the prompt afterwards, and then you'll get an understanding of what I mean, okay?
All right, that sounds great. And we might
So I
pull this forward into a next few meetings and just have a reading and then maybe make that a topic of conversation.
really
Really? That's why I ordered the
cool.
book. I'm going to pick out our reading for next week, next month.
Okay. So this poem is called A Dose of Ale. The ailments of rare disease. So what would you like today? A jolt of steroid for your inflamed joints? Oh, yeah, that will get you going. In the morning, how about an infusion on a monthly basis, the fixer? Your lab workup today will consist of a chest CT, MRI, or PT function. Would you like oxygen after you're done with today's lab? How about some contrast? Or how about a dose of noise to make your head spin even more? Migraines have now worsened. Hearing is weird with noises. Blood pressure out of whack? Oh, you got pills for that? How about Topamax for the migraines? HBP pills that don't work? Nothing for the hearing loss? Discoveries along the way, the beaten path. Bronchiectasis, osteoarthritis, HBP, vascular disease, neurosarcoidosis, DKA, skin sarc, chronic fatigue, asthma, migraines, brain fog, right branch bundle block. That list can go on and on. What more can I say? A dose of ale is all I get. Then the next page, the prompt is called Write Down All Your Conditions. And then
Oh
you
my
get
God, I
three
don't think we have
pages.
enough time.
And then you have 3 pages that you can write.
Oh,
And
thank
when
God.
you and the reason why you only get 3 pages is because the book company only allows you to have like 3 blank pages afterwards. So, but the book is divided into 2 parts. The first part is dealing with the illness, and the second part is accepting the illness. So that first part came from dealing with the illness. So
Clearly, yeah.
yeah. So that didn't sound like a poem, but
It's
what do you
poetic
think?
justice.
Huh? Oh, so okay. So
All
hello,
right.
Abby. This can I make the introductions?
Sure.
Kevin. Okay. I am Regina. I am a volunteer advocate for patient advocate for the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research, but I am also a moderator for ANCAN Sarcoidosis. We also have Kevin, who is also an ANCAN moderator here. He's our guru guy for ANCAN. So, but we have Abby. And I'm introducing Abby because Abby is one of the people I invited today. She is the one, Kevin, I was telling you that reached out to me by way of the article that was written about me a couple of weeks ago. And so I've asked Abby to join. And Abby, this is Jean. Is it Jeannie or Jean?
It's Jean.
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 Yeah.
Abby, this is Jean. And Jean has been on here. She's on every month as well too. So we come in here and we talk about our different types of ailments. We talk about the different types of medications that we've been on, some of the things that we can do to help ourselves out. You're going to learn a lot. Kevin and Jean, Abby is fairly new to sarcoidosis. So yes, she is a young age. So, Abby, would you like to introduce yourself, please, and tell them how long you've uh, um, had SARC?
I had surgery on the 17th, of biopsy, after they found masses in my lungs in the ER. And then they did like the VATS lung biopsy, which I still am like suffering the nerve damage from. And they were like, "Oh, it's all in your lungs, so like we'll treat it now." And I opted for the methotrexate, but anyway, before that I was in school. I went to Purdue Fort Wayne, and I was majoring in education until I got really sick, and I didn't have much kindness or understanding because at the time I wasn't diagnosed. So they'll write you off saying, "Oh, you're lazy," or "Oh, you change your diet, you're chubby," and like I was tired and sick, so I had to take a break. So I mean, if you're diagnosed now, find a support group. Who's to say I can't go back to school? But before that, I was hopeless. And so that's why I reached out to you, because I saw like that you're powerful and happy and successful, which was great for me because I'm like, not this. I'm 28 and I have to be like, wait up, guys, because I can't walk that fast, you know? You gotta be patient with yourself, but when it's this new and it's so raw and like your skin is still open, I still have the like open wounds from the surgery. It's like I was like still in the like the angry part of the process, like your like the poem you read about all the medications they throw at you. You want to talk about 3 pages just your medication list for all the things that they were treating you for before they listened to you. What, bipolar, depression, diabetes, everything until this. Oh, somebody's here. Anyway, I don't mean to talk your ear off. This is just I'm very
Go.
new to this.
No, you're fine.
And I'm happy to that there's other that you're here and I get to see your faces because before that it's just Reddit icons on Reddit.
Yep. So you mentioned that they found it in your lungs via biopsy.
Mhm.
What kind of impact led you to like in the first place? Was it fatigue? Were you having trouble breathing?
The breathing thing, don't they love to say you're like overweight or whatever? And then the wildfires. I don't. Do you? I don't. Well, I don't want to ask it in your business, but pulmonary sarcoidosis in the wildfires in the Midwest.
Oh yeah.
But no, I went to the emergency room for I have a GI disease as well, and they X-rayed the ulcer right here, and then they wanted better visualization, so they did my chest, and that's where they found it.
So we just confirmed pulmonary right now. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
in the lymph
I,
nodes and
I'm
lungs.
I'm sorry to hear that, but at least now you know part of what you're dealing with. Now you can
In a
educate
way,
yourself.
it's not. In a way, it's a relief, but this is
Sure.
very. It's scary, and you're like not sure of your future, but at the same time, you're like, I told you guys I was not making it up. I told you I was not lazy.
Yep.
Like, that's the part that I found comfort in.
Sure. And validation.
Hmm.
Also, getting
Imagine
past
what we
the,
all have gone through.
sorry?
Imagine what we've all gone through. We've all gone through it.
Yep. A lot of people come on here and they got diagnosed with lymphoma, which is
That's
like
what I was going to say,
systemic
lymphoma.
cancer. It's like you couldn't get worse news, and then you find out it's not, but it's sarcoidosis. What does that mean?
I was going to say, I was talking to Regina about that, and when I got diagnosis, everybody in my family said, oh, thank God it's not lymphoma. You're so lucky. And that's where the kindness stopped.
Right.
Aren't we
Oh, we
lucky?
lost Paige. Maybe she was in the wrong room. Were you expecting Paige, Regina? You said you had two
No,
people might.
the person I'm expecting, her name is Susan.
Okay.
That's the other person.
Well, we'll keep an eye out. Abby, how long ago did you get diagnosed?
It was middle of July, but before
Oh
that,
wow.
it had been just dismissing. So how do you know like how long you've had it? Because like for as long as you can remember, you're like I've been like a general feeling of being unwell. Some days are worse than others. Where do you pinpoint when this started?
You can't. You can't. But you
No.
can. So when I had a shift in my sarcoidosis, I went back to my medical history that I knew of, talked to my siblings and whatnot, and I was officially diagnosed in 2010, pulmonary. Nothing to worry about. It's been there for a while and it's stable and no medication for a whole decade.
For how long?
When I looked back, I had ear, nose, throat issues as a kid, like tonsils, always infected. They took them out. I had ear tubes as a kid. Um, I always had like sinus blockages. So I think I have had it for probably 50 years. But it was always survivable and unexplained until they found out that I had it. And even then, it wasn't, a big deal.
Is that
But
like chronic bronchitis? Could that mimic symptoms? I had
sure.
my tonsils removed too when I was 15. And she said
Yep.
they were the worst conditioned tonsils she's ever seen, let alone in a 15-year-old. And then I've
So
been
here's
hospitalized with pneumonia too.
right. So you're breathing something in, and your tonsils and your lymph nodes are your body's defense against whatever you breathe in. And so it
Mhm.
usually creates mucus and it comes back out, and no harm, no foul. But sometimes it gets in there and causes a problem. Whatever the antigen is, they believe there's a lot of leading candidates, but it could be different for different people. So in some cases, it might be P. acnes, which is something that grows on your skin. If it's out of control, it can cause acne. But whatever it was, it happened, and now you've got it. Now, from this point forward, something to keep an eye on is there are two types. And one type is called acute. It comes on very fast. You go out in the woods, all of a sudden you can't breathe, and your chest is on fire, and you're sweating, and you go, and they find it. That doesn't sound like you. You sound like you've had it for a while. Same with me. I had it for decades. that's the second version is called chronic. It can, it can sit there and kind of hang out for a while and do nothing, and then some things can change with your health, like more stress at your job, or a breakup, or a death in the family, or your diet, or things in the air. Some stressor can reactivate it, and it can come back and become more active. They don't understand the difference between the two, but some people it can come on very strong and clears, and they have a better long-term prognosis. And if it hangs around for a while, it can ebb and flow. And you have to learn through diet and exercise and stress management and things like that how to manage the way you feel.
And that's what I was talking about by having that learning how to have a positive outlook and a positive attitude, and find something that you like to do, and just keep moving in a better direction. Um, yeah, because I'm one of those kind of people that Kevin's talking about. Because
Yeah,
if
me
I
too.
don't if I don't keep a positive attitude and keep moving in a right direction and keep and you know look at what I eat. Now, just here recently, I found out that I have like a bacteria that I keep an overflow of this certain kind of bacteria in my body now. And so now I got to be careful of what I eat. So now I got to go on almost a dairy free diet because I'm building up this stupid bacteria now. So now I think I'm getting ready to go back to dairy free. Well, I can't even speak. Dairy free and gluten free again because when I had my DNA tested, I have a lactose intolerant to certain kinds of dairy, and I have a a form of wheat allergy, but it depends on what it is. So
Everybody
now,
has it. It's not an allergy, it's a toxin.
well, now
You
I
go out
think
and
I'm
buy
gonna
a
have
loaf of
to.
bread, the wheat in there is full of pesticides
I
that
don't even hardly
attack
eat
your
bread
body.
anymore
Right.
or pasta that much anymore. I have to go to like a rice pasta now. I try looking for like rice pasta now. It's all about like changing your diet now and looking for more happier things to do. I mean, and kind of keep your mind off of it. And like I was telling Abby and I did talk yesterday. She said the doctors are telling her she's like in stage 3 and 4 and stuff. And I don't look at sarcoid as being in stages at all. And I'm gonna tell you why, because to me that's depressing.
Yeah.
When you think about stages, it sounds depressing. So I don't look at stages. I just look at I have sarcoidosis, and whatever happens, happens. I'm just going to keep on going and keep a positive attitude because you know what? You can change that.
You can change
You
your
can
attitude
change. Yes, you change your
like that. You
attitude.
choose a different attitude. You can't
Yeah,
change
if
the
you
fact you have sarcoidosis.
exactly. But you can change, and by changing some of your habits, that can make you a healthier person, honestly. You're
That's what
gonna
I was
always
curious
have sarcoid.
about. Like
You
diet
can
plans.
you're
My doctors didn't offer me that.
Well, you don't have
Right.
to have a diet plan. You could just change yourself, change how you eat or how you feel. But it depends on you. It's on you, not your doctors. It's on you.
I mean,
It's
look
you.
at it this way. Like, a medical doctor doesn't really understand the nuances of diet. They're not trained in that. They're trained in
Right.
identifying an illness and prescribing a medication for it. That's their job.
Hmm.
There's enough information out there. You're empowered right now to take control of your health.
Hmm.
You can go out and research what foods cause inflammation and not eat those foods, and figure out how to eat foods that don't cause inflammation. What are the right quantities of food? So you mentioned you also have a a GI issue,
Yeah, I have
like
cyclic
celiac
vomiting
or
syndrome.
what's that?
Cyclic vomiting syndrome, which is another NORD. I'm
Oh,
so lucky.
yeah. So have you ever done an elimination diet?
No, I was gonna ask, do you have like resources for like
I've
foods that you recommend?
researched it. If you put your email in the chat window, I can send you some of the highlights of that, like things to look at and say. So if you go to the chat window and just type in your email, I'll make a note of it and I'll
The
send you
chat
some
is going to be
information.
up at the top of your screen in your right hand corner
Thank you.
Okay.
where the box is at up there.
So sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I have to check my like what my email is because my memory's gone. I'm so tired.
I know.
Yeah, that's it. I was just making sure that was the right one. That's open for like anyone, but like if email's always open, I'm just like if you have anything, or just want to say hi, my email
Okay.
is open to anyone
All
with
right. And
sarcoidosis.
so do you want a reminder next month when the support group meeting is?
Yes, is that something you sign up for on the website?
Nope. You just did it by putting your email in the chat and by saying
Okay,
yes. So we
okay,
have
great. Yeah, I was
moderators
kind of
that'll read
thinking
it
about
and
it.
look at it and add you to the distribution list. So you'll
Yeah,
get a
I don't. I'm
reminder next.
technology's not my thing.
Yeah. So you'll get a reminder just in case you didn't put it in your calendar or whatever. So, yeah. So some things to look at around diet. Um, what do you have for breakfast?
Lately, oh, you guys are gonna pick on me for this. Usually, like before like class, I would just have a coffee. That would be
Good.
breakfast.
That's my breakfast too.
Really?
Yeah,
I
I
saw
don't eat
caffeine
breakfast.
sometimes make some people worse.
Yes.
Like,
Well,
Oh, y'all, I
um,
eat a full-fledged breakfast. I can't go without. I'm sorry.
so I practice what's called intermittent fasting. So I
mhm,
don't eat from 6 o'clock at night till noon the next day. So that's 18 hours of the day that I'm not eating.
mhm,
I'm drinking water, drinking coffee, and I can eat fats, but I don't eat carbs because carbs will break your fast.
so like kind of like keto was is the fats and the
Um,
carbs.
and it's similar. You end up in ketosis when you do it. So you will be burning fat for energy, which is refreshing
Mhm,
if you stick to it. It depends on what you eat during the 6 hours you're eating. So if you eat a lot of carbs, a lot of junk food, a lot of processed food, then you probably won't stay in keto.
mhm,
But that's a secondary thing. It's really about the intermittent fasting because it allows your body to heal, and you're not putting anything in your body that's irritating it,
mhm.
like carbs or wheat gluten or milk protein. There's a lot of things that a lot of people develop sensitivities to. So when you're not doing that, your body is kind of like in repair mode, and that's where we want it. And it also helps with inflammation throughout the body, which sarcoidosis is an inflammation-driven disease.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It hijacks the inflammation system and it tells it not to turn off, and you're in overdrive. And that's where a lot of the problems come around. That's where the granulomas that we talk about come from. It's inflammation kind of gluing together and getting organized into this giant thing called a granuloma. And then it's really hard to get rid of because it seals itself off and it is all your tissue. So your body doesn't recognize it as an invader after that. So once it gets set, it kind of hangs around. Um, it can get smaller over time. It squeezes down, but that's just part of the process. Um, and mentioned earlier an elimination diet. That's where you pretty much simplify to the essence your diet, and then you add back after you kind of stabilize and figure out what normal feels like for you, and then you'll add back wheat. And if you feel bad, you take it back out and you don't eat wheat anymore because your body doesn't like it. You add yogurt or milk protein, butter or whatever your favorite milk proteins are. And if you react to it, you take it back out. If you don't, then you're okay to eat that right now. And you just go through a lot of different types of foods, and you come out understanding what your body wants and doesn't want.
I was gonna ask, how do you know what your baseline is? I guess that answers the question because you're like, well, I've been miserable for as long as I can remember. But like, how do you know? Like, because they say, oh, flare-ups. Like, if you have a flare-up, that's when you have to like really. But like, how do you know if you just always feel bad?
That's a difficult thing. So you have to get feeling better to know what bad feels like newly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I start treatment Friday, and I'm so nervous. I'm so
Um,
nervous. I like every time I think about it, I want to cry.
yeah, so you're starting on methotrexate straight away?
Yeah, I don't handle prednisone well.
Me
When I was a
neither.
teenager, I it was bad for me. So he
Yep,
said that's your next option is this.
yep. Um, learn up on the side effects. Don't obsess over it, but like objectively, how do you feel now versus when you start taking methotrexate so you know what the cost benefit analysis is down the road. Like
Does
anytime you
it
introduce
take
a new
four
medication,
four
there's going
months?
to be side effects. Huh?
Oh yeah, it's like they use it for chemo, albeit lower dose for this.
Right, right.
Um, they say it takes like 4 months to even like get relief at all. So it's like my fingers are all like swollen and I'm like gasping for breath because of the smoke. Well, it's cleared now, but I think that's what like triggered it.
I think it depends on the person themselves. The medicine may be in your body, but I think it depends on the person because I'm on Remicade and it took me a week before I started feeling the effects of the medication. Honestly, I'm on an infusion, but it took a week and I started feeling a little better. It just depends on the person.
I I guess I'll keep you posted because everything I read
Now,
it's all scientific.
now,
Like 6 months,
now,
6 months.
are you going to be on the pill or are you going to be on the injection?
He started me on the pill and then he was like, you're probably going to get sick and then you can try the injection after that. It was like an insurance thing. And I was like, I know it can
Yep.
Yeah,
give mouth ulcers.
I'm going to tell you. So, are you on the pill now for methotrexate?
I was going to take it Friday because I heard like give yourself 2 days to like be miserable until you know how it affects you. So I was going to do it on the weekend,
So, the pill does take a little longer than the injections
like six
because
months.
I don't know how long the pill takes. It still depends on your body, but the pill form is longer than the injection form. Injection isn't, it's fluid, so it pretty much gets right into your body. So, and for a state of Indiana, because every state insurance is different. And I know for the state of Indiana, they're going to make you go to the pill form first anyway, because
Yep.
I know they've been denying people the liquid form. I can tell you that right now.
I think that's why he did it.
And
Because
and it
then you can have a
depends,
medical
and it
reason.
depends,
Right,
right, and it depends on what insurance that you have.
right. They call it laddering. They want you to try this one because it's cheap, and if that doesn't work, then
Yes.
Mhm.
we'll try the next cheapest one. And
Hmm.
there's actually our last call. We had a conversation with Kathleen. She is sponsoring or sponsor involved in promoting um, a new act in Congress that was the Safe Step Act, which is allowing you to go straight to what the doctor thinks is going to work. But I don't think it's been passed yet. It was just coming up for vote.
Oh yeah, that's what they do. They talk in circles for like 6 months before they pass anything.
Yeah,
That's federal?
but
That's on the federal
it's
level?
it would be a federal level from the National Institute of Health, and it would probably take a while for insurance companies to acknowledge it and put it into practice. I'm just making you aware of it in case it comes up. You might be able to skip over the injection and get to something that might be better for your situation.
I know the doctors say try this, and then when you have a horrible reaction, I can tell your insurance that they can justify this now.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
I'll keep you posted. I'm trying not to lose hope and like scare myself with like the Reddit people going, this ruined my life. I was so sick.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why if I retire, I'm really nervous about going on our state insurance because I already know how, because my mom is on Medicare and my daughter is on Medicaid, and I listened to them yap about it. And I'm already nervous about going into retirement because I would have to take state insurance, and I'm like,
Medicare
I'm
is
not.
national.
Huh?
If you're on Medicare, it's national.
It doesn't matter. They still are regulated. Their insurance is regulated. My mom has talked about she still pays like a whopping dollars out of her pocket. I'm serious. And she talks about it so much because she's always in the hole. She's always having to pay for medicines. She's always having to pay for this, always having to pay for that, always having to try to get on these free programs and stuff. It doesn't matter. It you still got to pay money out of your pocket. And my daughter's on Medicaid and she still has to pay money out of her pocket. Either one of those programs, either one of them, I'm still nervous about getting on either one of them because neither one of them is foolproof. Period.
Right.
At least
I'm
on
I'm
Medicare, you could still go to Ohio to see your specialist. Like I have Indiana
that
Medicaid, so I can't go to
and
Ohio.
that exactly. So that's the one thing I'm nervous about because all of my specialists are in Cleveland. Every last one of my doctors are in Cleveland. All of them. I have no doctors except for my primary care that's here. And it's been like that since 2015.
When are you moving to Ohio to retire?
Exactly.
I need to have a medical transfer for retirement so I can see my doctors. You can't make it up.
I'm telling you, because I have the best set of doctors ever in Cleveland because it's the sarcoidosis clinic.
Yep.
That
Do
works.
you go to their support group,
That's four
Cleveland
hours
Clinic?
away.
No, no,
No,
no, no.
that's
They have an online support group like this at Cleveland Clinic.
no, no.
No?
I don't have time for all that. No, this is perfect right here because I don't think we can josh around like this. I just think it's too more structured. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not all
Yeah,
about
it's different than this. It's just not like we talk
yes,
about whatever comes up and we get a new person, we try to help them and all that. It's more structured. They have doctors doing presentations sometimes, and I'm also bringing it up for Abby's benefit. You don't need to be a patient there to go to their support group and learn about what's going on.
I would like to go to like a presentation, but I like this like small community of very wise people. I like in like a huge thing, people are just gonna be like talking over each other, and like I don't know, there's a sense of like hesitation to like open up to so many people. For me, I'm not trying to speak for
Yeah.
anybody else, but I'll definitely look into it. Seems like a good resource of information because all
yeah,
I've
they
been
do.
doing is scaring
They
myself.
do. Yeah, they do have an alliance clinic, and I did send you. Did I? I don't know if I sent you the FSR website link. The
Yeah.
foundation. I did good because they do have alliance clinics up there that you can join. For support. They do have support groups. That's the closest one, Alliance Clinic support group that they have up there. Also, FSR does have their own support group, but I think they meet on the same days that we meet. I think
They are um FSR support group is
it's on Wednesdays.
no, they have
Is it
a
the first? Is it the first
second
Wednesday?
Thursday group and
Oh,
a
okay,
fourth Wednesday.
okay. Oh,
Uh,
they changed it then, didn't they?
I
Because they
guess
used to meet the same week that we did.
it's the same
Oh,
week. It's a different day, and then they meet on
Okay.
Wednesday at the end of the month.
can I
But it
have
But
is a
can I
I can
ask
different
your
tell
day.
you
advice?
what. But I can tell you what, Abby, if you want to get on those groups, you need to sign up early because it's hard to get into those groups.
They have limited numbers. Yeah.
Yes.
Weird. I was, I have to, I was gonna, I don't even want to talk about it. It stresses me out. I have to move, like, in the next week and a half. My lease is ending, and it's been like a whole thing on this site. Can you imagine? Like, I just got out of surgery, and they're like, pack your stuff, get out, because
Yeah,
my
the
lease is
rent went up
over.
to like $1,900, I heard, because a lot of people are moving out of there.
Yeah, and I can't afford it, but I was like, I'm so stressed. I live with my boyfriend. He's been a huge help, but I'm like, this amount of stress is breaking me down. And I was looking for like help to like get an apartment faster or one that has better access and then like climbing 3 flights of stairs. My knees hurt. But there was no resources for like specifically sarcoidosis or anything inflammatory. It's all arthritis or cancer. I was like, I just will somebody just point me in the right direction? I don't want to like out anybody's address, but if you know like a place in Fort Wayne that's like affordable and clean, because smoke and Canterbury. So I live in an apartment complex called Canterbury. It's right next to a college, and people
Right.
smoke marijuana and cigarettes, which do
I'm going
you
to tell you,
don't make me
good
suffer.
luck. Good luck, because there isn't any. You're just going to have to be doing your research on that. I'm serious. Good luck, because the only place you're going to need to call is probably 211,
Hmm.
the hotline resource, 211 for assistance on that, and they could probably refer you out.
I just want like a
211.
landlord that will listen to me when I say, can you just have them not smoke weed and blow it into my vents? Like, do you like decriminalize it? I agree, but don't make this my problem in my home. You're making it hard for me to breathe. And in
Yeah.
Canterbury, their mold, nope,
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
bad.
Oh, I know.
So I guess anything will be an upgrade unless it's significantly like not habitable than where I live now. Luxury, please. So I don't mean to complain. It's been a lot on my mind is like moving on top of everything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do understand that, because that is a concern for a lot of people who have compromised immune systems. You know, that's just like me. I need a maid. I need somebody to come clean my house, because I just can't all the time do it, because I have sarcoid in my joints. It's in my joints. And
And those
when last
cleaners
time
aren't
I
good
talked,
for your lungs.
no, it's not. And
Nope.
I'll tell you what, I struggle, and I need to clean my house in the next 2 days, because my goddaughter's coming up for the weekend, and so I got to do some moving. So,
Oh,
so
to me,
I
I'm on
just
a weight restriction. I can't lift weights because I had the lung surgery. So that makes it even worse. I have to ask other people to pack my things. I feel like all of my ability as like a young person was just ripped out from under me, and I feel like a shell.
Yeah.
you know what?
Um,
We haven't really heard from Jean yet. Jean, you got anything you want to talk about? Because you over there falling asleep, sweetheart. You like, well,
how's Gene doing today?
I've been hovering over the leave session button for a long time.
I'm sorry. We just kind of got a little carried away with Abby, and
Yeah,
Oh my god.
sorry. I
no, 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 no,
this,
not on
this
you,
is
Abby.
my first
That's on me as
time
the
to
moderator.
talk with people.
Absolutely, and we're here to talk with you, and we just want to make sure everyone gets their turn at the microphone and gets a chance to say what they want to say.
Jeannie should have just screamed at us.
She will next time.
I don't want to scream. I just want to give up and walk out. I don't scream. I just walk away. It's got nothing to do with you guys at all.
I don't want to cry, but is it something you want to talk about? You look strained. No pressure.
I don't really have. I don't know. I'm just so tired of everything. I'm tired of being sore. I'm tired of being tired. Tired of everything. That's all. It's nothing personal with you guys. It's nothing.
Yep.
It's just hard. That's all.
Oh, don't I know? I
You
do
shouldn't
understand.
minimize your hurt though. Like I do it too. Like I'm just tired. Like we're here to listen to you. I know I'm new, but that's valid and I'm crying because I'm tired and I'm hurting and I get it. And I don't want to like focus on you, like put you on the spot, but
I do have a question, Jean. So your sarcoid, is it in your lungs?
No.
It's not.
No.
But and I know you're in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Have you been having any issues even though it's not in your lungs, but with all that Canada smoke, were you near any of that?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Did you
I
have
don't
any
care
issues
though.
with any of it?
I don't want to answer questions.
Okay.
I don't want to talk. I'm done.
I can
Okay.
respect that. All right. Thank you. We hope you feel better. And sometimes things can get overwhelming and you have to make sure you're taking care of yourself during those times.
That is so true.
yeah, I don't want to put like pressure, like look at you and make you answer questions, but I'm a hypocrite because I've been the level of tired where I'm done. But like I always say, like if I haven't eaten today, start there and then shower and then just staying safe, just survive. Like you don't have to excel or impress anyone or make sure you're not in anybody's way because that's what I've been doing. I know I'm a hypocrite, but I don't
For
mean I'm
you,
not
and
putting pressure. This is just observations.
I have a question for you, Abby.
Yes.
Um, have you sought counseling?
Oh, my psychiatrist at the Bowen Center, like, good luck finding a counselor. It's like 6 month waiting lists. It's like, no, I haven't. I tried a long time ago.
Hmm.
I gave up on that because they don't listen to you. Or can you wait on it?
You have to find something to take care of your mental health. There's uh, comes to mind journaling, putting your thoughts down on paper. Writing poems can be helpful. Um, Setting down goals, making plans for the future can change
That's
your.
one thing I've struggled with. How do you, I don't want to sound like, how do you know what you can plan for if you don't know how much sicker you're gonna get?
You can still
If you
write your
don't
plan
plan,
down.
if you
Yeah,
don't plan, you'll never know, and you won't do
exactly.
anything. And
That's
then
true.
you'll be depressed because you don't do anything.
Oh,
So
somebody's here.
that's Rick. He works with Ancan. He's just checking
Oh,
in. He's a good guy.
hi.
All this is possible because of my man Rick.
Rick, you missed my poem that didn't rhyme.
Oh, did you reach out to Alexa like you were supposed to?
Yeah, I got my message. It came in my email.
Okay. But have you been talking to her? Have you been in contact with her?
No. What do you mean
No.
by
You're supposed to we were going to help you publicize this and do what? You have to reach out to Alexa
Oh,
and
We
ask
just
her.
did, Rick. The first 5 minutes of the call was a PSA on Regina's book, and she read a poem, and we talked about it.
Okay,
So we got
well,
the first step done. But yeah, getting an
Re-
email out would be great.
Regina, I told Alexa that you're publishing this book, and she said, yes, of course we'll do something and we'll get a blog. Look, it's very easy. No, look. Alexa, you gotta write to Alexa at ancan.org. Here, I'm putting it in the chat window for you right now. Write to Alexa at ancan.org and tell her that it's right there for you. Alexa at ancan.org. And
Just click on it. It'll start your email application.
there you go. And you just say, I know Rick mentioned this to you, but here's my book. Can we do a little blog post? Can we put it in the reminder? It'll go out to everyone. We'll put it in the reminder next month,
you know
and
what? You
everybody will
did
know.
say that. I do remember that. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
because I got so much going on here, sometimes I get a little crazy and forget and think I said something and I didn't. But no, Alexa will work with you. We'll do whatever we can to help you. We'll put it out on our social media for you. But you've got to drive it. I can't drive it for you. I got too many things going on, okay?
Well, it just went live on Sunday, so
Okay. Okay. I was in a meeting this morning with somebody totally unrelated, and he had looked at our website, and it turned out that he was a Saki. And so I said to him, come to the group. And I signed him up and I sent him the email. His name is Josh Woods. If you see him, Josh Woods, really good guy. I thought he was a really nice guy. And young guy. I would say definitely less than 35, 30 to 35.
He hasn't
And
shown up tonight.
right. And he deals with it on his pulmonary. He's got pulmonary issues. And I don't know what else. But anyway, just giving you the heads up.
Appreciate that. We'll keep an eye out for him.
Our pleasure. My pleasure. Keep an eye out for him is good. Okay. And what else is going? I joined and somebody left. What did I do? Scare him off? What happened?
No, that was Jean. She's in a bad place right now. She didn't want to share. She was just listening, and
I'm sorry.
Not feeling well right now. Yeah.
I am sorry. We got a small crew, but I just want to tell you, all our groups have been small throughout July and August.
Right.
I think all of a sudden people are traveling, which they didn't do.
People are making plans and dealing with it when the time comes.
Yes.
well, it's still summer. It's the end of summer and people are getting that last minute vacation in. So
Yep.
I
Yep, I'm
know.
going on
Gotta
vacation
live
in
your
a couple.
life.
Where you
But
going?
somebody, home.
I'm going to bed. I'm
Yeah,
tired.
no,
You're
I've
I
been
going.
have my
working for real
infusion
life.
next weekend, huh?
So I've been working for real like.
Yeah,
I
look,
bought a
my
condo and I'm
vacation
flipping
starts
it.
with my
That's
infusion, and then my mom's having surgery, and I'm taking a whole week off for that.
Oh,
That's
nice.
good for
it.
you.
Yeah,
Good for
I'm going to take
you.
care of my mom. So,
Good for you. Good for you. Um, what's your mom wrestling with, Regina?
well, like this yesterday, she had a epidural for her spine, and so I took 2 days off to take care of her. Um, Yesterday and today, I did that. She's wrestling with back issues and neck issues.
Oh,
And then on the 24th, she's having another surgery where she's going to have some bones in her neck lifted because her right arm is going numb. So they're
yeah.
going to fix it so that
Mm,
her arm won't go
yeah.
numb.
Those surgeries work because I know people who have had them. That's the good news. They're
Well,
really, those surgeries they do work. I know people who have had those surgeries.
okay.
So they're big surgeries. What's Abby saying?
Sorry, I was trying to I'm like it went black for a second. Sorry, I was listening, but I couldn't see anything. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Yes.
So, Rick, Abby is my
Yes.
newest friend. She said I'm her hero, and she's from my hometown. So,
Isn't that
Really
nuts?
unbelievable. And where is that?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh,
Indiana.
Fort Wayne. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The
oh yeah.
Midwest where nobody lives.
You can be down
Yeah.
here in sunny Florida. It's been 98 degrees every day for the past
Is it a
50
ghost
days.
town down
It's
there yet?
gross.
My
Is it
family
a,
lives in Florida.
It's hot down here right now.
I have family down there too. So,
The Gulf got up to 101 degrees.
Nope.
mm-mm.
Like you turn on
Nope.
the shower on cold water and it's warm. It's gross.
No.
Where does your family live, Abby, and where does your family live, Regina?
My family is in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
It's just me here. Well, my sister lives in Indianapolis. She works for Eli
No,
Lilly.
in
But
Florida. You talking
oh,
about where?
yeah, my mom and
Where
then
did?
the rest of my siblings are in Tampa, like Tampa St. Pete, and
Yep.
then my
Right.
mom's in Holiday too.
All
They're
right.
everywhere.
Well, we have people in St. Pete. My board president is in St. Petersburg. We have a lot of people all over Florida. So we know Florida pretty well on both sides.
I got Southwest Florida covered for you, Rick.
That's right. Well, we've got other people in Southwest Florida. We've got one of our guys who spends half his year in Venice. That's a little bit north of
A little bit north of
Heaven.
us, yeah.
So yeah, and I think we've got people in Sarasota, and then we got people in Tampa and St. Petersburg. So
Yeah, one of my dear friends lives down in Holly Hill, down by Daytona.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
on that side, I've got one guy who lives in Melbourne.
yeah. My
So
mom's friend lives down in Melbourne.
There you go. So
Yep.
we've got a moderator who lives in Melbourne, and so we're ANCAN's everywhere. You know that we're
Mm.
everywhere. We got tentacles that go to all different places,
Well,
and
that's pretty cool, though. That really is. That's pretty cool that you're everywhere. I think that's pretty wonderful. That's
I mean,
wonderful.
it's very helpful when we need to get things done, and you know we also have some great relationships. I mean, I have a guy in our prostate cancer group who's going through a very advanced. He's going through an advanced treatment with an immunotherapy drug, the one that you see advertised on TV um, late at night. Pembrolizumab, Keytruda. You've probably seen it
Oh yeah, I
advertised.
Mhm.
see that commercial all the time.
Time, right? And he's had 2 sessions already, and his markers are going the wrong way. And we
Oh boy.
see this. We've seen this before because a lot of times what happens is when the cancer cells die off, they throw off the marker into the bloodstream. It's
Hmm.
not because they're growing, it's because they're dying. You get the same response from when they're growing as when they're dying. And I just wrote to one of the docs who's very, very well educated on and on our advisory board to ask how often we see this. She sees it. She said, I see it all the time. So now I can take that message and send it to him. And hopefully
Wow,
it'll allow him to be a little less anxious.
Sure.
wow. You know what? I just was on the internet, and I know this doesn't have anything to do with what you're talking about, but I was searching for something that has something to do with what you said earlier, Abby, how you found me online. So I did that search,
Mhm.
and I found a study. I don't even remember being in that study, and my name is on that study.
I
I
saw
just
that.
down, I just downloaded that study. Oh my gosh. That study was last year. I don't, and it's on a white paper. I don't remember that study.
If we're talking about
You're
the same thing, they
famous.
used your name in like the references, and
In
I was
the
I'm surprised you
acknowledgments
didn't
and
know.
stuff. Yes, I saw it, and my name is on that study. I downloaded it because I need to keep it because anything that has my name on it, I have like a folder with
Hmm.
all of my stuff.
Your brag folder.
Yes.
No, it's not her brag folder. It's her dementia folder. In case she ever forgets her name, she can go. She can go to it. She can remind herself. Right,
It sounds like
Regina?
she needs it. She doesn't remember being in that study.
That's right. You know, yeah, who knows what's gonna come? I don't forget. I forget who I am. Wait a minute. Let me look at this folder.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh! But it was when you said Keytruda, it reminded me of what you said about the search, and I had just downloaded that paper. I'm like, when did I do that? It just makes you think about all the stuff, Kevin, that we get involved in over the years. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah. I never Google myself. I've never Googled myself. I don't even want to. I don't even want to know what's there, you know. Um, but I have a question for you guys. Is there any research going on into the use of immunotherapies for sarcoidosis?
There
There's that
is.
trial that's on the
There's
website if they just started it.
a tire still going on. There's Kinnivet, um, and there's another one out. I think I was just reading about another one that's on
Mhm.
um, FSR's website. But I
Mm.
know a tire and Kinnivet is out there. I'll have to look again.
I'm
The HR
curious. I
one
mean,
is
I would
very
think
exciting.
Huh?
ATAR one looks exciting. They got very positive initial results. So they went into phase 2.
Yes, they've come a long way too.
Yep. And that one was developed from scratch for sarcoidosis.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Um, you know, I would think there are some complications using some of the regular immunotherapies because isn't sarcoidosis is an autoimmune disease, is it not?
It's
It's
not
inflammatory,
specifically, but
right?
it's similar in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
And I've seen research that later stages, not the clotting stages, but like if you have chronic sarcoidosis that's active for several decades, it can turn into something that looks like autoimmune as well. But it's
Because I just,
technically, there's an antigen that kicks things off,
right.
and that by definition is not autoimmune. But once you have it, it seems like if your stressors increase, that disease
Hmm.
process can kick back off again from an
Uh-huh.
inflammation standpoint and just like take over a new area of your body or get worse in the existing
Yes.
area in a flare up. And that
Yeah,
is,
I just
you don't need that initial antigen to cause the secondary or later flare ups. So
Hmm.
that
right.
looks like autoimmune because nothing happened except your stress changed and now you don't feel well.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
I was just tested for the antigen and I don't have it yet. So I'm lucky for I'm lucky that it's not autoimmune yet. But yeah, I don't have the antigen because I asked them to test me. But I am on Remicade. I do take Remicade every 4 weeks. And let me tell you what, it's been a lifesaver for me. Um, because I've had every treatment protocol that there was out there that they used for sarcoid. And my body had rejected them over the years because I've had sarcoid for almost 30 years now.
Yeah,
And my body has rejected it.
right. I
So
remember that.
um, in 2019, they put me on, I had to fight for it though, but they finally put me on Remicade. And believe it or not, my employer insurance does not pay for it. So I had to stay at a certain income level, so I
Really?
couldn't get yeah I couldn't go and go for a better job or get another job. And I have a
Hmm.
master's degree, so because my insurance wouldn't pay for it, so to get on the patient assistance program, I had to be
Yeah.
at a certain income. So I just stayed where I was at and got on the patient assistance program because I needed it. I needed the Remicade.
Yep.
My insurance third party representative was trying to get me to take a biosimilar, and my doctor refused because he said, no, she's doing well on the Remicade. Why would I want her to
Switch.
get off of Remicade and go on something that's similar to it when she's doing very well with this? So I've been on Remicade since August of 2019. So this is my birthday month.
Have you ever tried to appeal that with your insurance company?
Oh, we've appealed it. In fact, my doctor went on a peer-to-peer review last year and they still denied it. So and then so the company that I get the Remicade from, they started a brand new um, program where if your employer insurance no longer pays and you have insurance, that was the kicker. You have insurance, they will still pay, still let you be on the program. So now it's not even based upon your
Income.
income.
Oh, okay, so you can move now. So if you wanted to move your job, you could do it now.
Yes,
Who's the pharmaceutical company, Regina?
it's Johnson and Johnson. They
Okay,
make the Remicade.
okay, that's good to know. In fact, that's really good to know. I'm going to use that. We have very, very good relationship with Johnson and Johnson. And I
Yes.
am going to see if we can get some sponsorship dollars from them for the Remicade now. I will raise that. That's very helpful. I wasn't aware of that. But I'm really glad to hear it. I attended a triage cancer webinar last week. They call themselves triage cancer, but it's not only cancer.
Mm-hmm.
That it's a bit like us at ANCAM. We were Answer Cancer, but then we dropped the cancer because we weren't just cancer, and they haven't done that yet. It's a really good webinar. It's I think it's triagecancer.org, and they were talking about what to do, how to appeal to your insurance company, and they will help you. They're a non-profit organization, bunch of lawyers. They're really great. In fact, we're going to have a webinar with them in October about Medicare. We're going to have a, a, a webinar that will look at your Medicare choices and Medicare supplementary plans, which you don't use because you have your own insurance.
Well, I
Rick, can you
may
make
be
sure you put that out to all
because
of
I'm thinking
ANCAN?
about retiring.
Yes, we will. We
I
will
need a new
put it out to
job.
everybody.
I'm
What, love?
looking at. I need a job because I'm looking at wanting to go remote and possibly go part-time work and work remote because I no longer want to work at my job anymore, and
Okay.
because of all the issues that I'm having at my job now, because of my health. I'm going through lots and lots and lots and lots of problems right now.
You know, the other thing that we offer here at ANCAN, and we haven't had any Sakis in there yet, but we would welcome them, is that if any of your Saki friends are vets, we have a really good veterans health navigation program support group. We have great knowledge in that group, really good knowledge in that group.
You're familiar with
And
the PACT legislation?
Yeah, I've been
yes,
hearing
For the
about
burn
it, and
pits and
yes,
other
I've heard a
exposures.
lot about it. Yeah.
I think there's a clock on that. I saw somewhere you have like until the end of the year to get registered or something. I don't know.
yeah. Well, if you know anyone, the meetings are on the fourth Thursday of the month.
Can you
And
send that information to my email because I have a
Mhm.
Facebook group um,
Sure.
that is I have a sarcoid Facebook group, and I like to post that information into my group.
Okay, so give me your email so I don't have to look it up on the website. Regina,
Hold on, let me put it in here.
that'd be great,
I'm just
Regina. Yes, I'll send it to you. I'll send that information to you, and we'd love to have your people. I mean, we've got everybody from privates, literally from privates to generals that come into that group, and we've made a difference for all of them. So thanks, love. Okay, yeah, that's right. Sarcoidosis Fort Wayne. I got it. Yeah. I'll send it to you later tonight. Sarcoidosis Fort Wayne at Gmail. Yeah, we'll get it to you later tonight. And we've even got some flyers that people can take and put in their lodge offices or post offices, post stations, or whatever you call it. I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Where all those vets go and hang out, you know. So we've got,
I pray every day, Rick, that my son doesn't end up in there
oh boy, is
because
he
he's
is he
active
enlisted right
military. He's a
now?
Marine, and you know things are going to happen when they happen.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, even whilst when he gets out, the VA is so complicated to navigate. It's just
Abby, when you
impossible.
get well, you're gonna be my protege now that you in Fort Wayne. I know you in Fort Wayne. Gonna have you busy.
We got your number, Abby. You're in trouble, kid. I tell you, we got your number. um, yeah, the other thing that we have, which we need to do a better job promoting to you guys, and we haven't done, so I'm going to, is that on twice a month we have a speaking, what we call it, men speaking freely.
Yep.
And we're about to start a women's one. We're going to have a women speaking freely starting at the end of September. The men speaking freely group is for men to talk about anything they want except their treatment. So
Right.
it's basically a place that they can go. They can talk about what they need to talk about. It's only men, and the groups are really good. I mean, we've taken it to twice a month now, and it makes a huge difference to a lot of these guys that they have a space where they can just talk, because a lot of these guys don't have anywhere to go where they can talk.
Yep.
And I'll let you know about that. And then when Alexa launches, she's putting a moderator team together for a women speaking freely, and that'll be open to everybody too. And it's basically for anybody with any type of chronic disease to come in and have some space to talk, a safe space to talk. I like
Oh, my
exactly.
daughter would love this. Yeah, I have a daughter who has rare seizures.
Yep. Perfect. And we'll get it going, and we'll make sure you guys we'll make sure everybody knows about it. I don't feel like we've pushed it out to some of the groups as well as we could have done. But it makes a difference. This same guy who I was talking to this morning who has sarcoidosis, he said, my dad has prostate cancer. He says, and he doesn't have anybody he can talk to about it. He said, well, we got the group. He'll come in and he'll tell us what's up, And I think you guys know about our art program, our virtual art program. That should be in your flyer. We have
one coming up.
Yeah, we've got one coming up on the 17th. Tomorrow. Is that tomorrow? No, next week. We got one coming up next week. And people love them. They love these programs. They love that virtual art program.
See, Abby, you got something you can do. You got something you can do. Virtual art.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would love to.
That could be a hidden mechanism for you.
Yeah, I used to, like you said when you told me on the phone, you said when I stopped doing my hobbies when I was so sick, that was the most miserable I've ever been. When my hands started swelling up, I couldn't write anymore, and I couldn't make bracelets, and I just laid in bed, and I was like, start thinking too much.
Abby, we have some people in that group who have multiple sclerosis, who don't have good use of their hands, and they are doing the virtual art with an application on their tablet.
Is that like you can sign up to be like notified on like email wise?
Yes, you have to go to our website ancan.org and you should sign if you're not getting a reminder. I'll tell you what, give me your email.
Her email, hold on, I'll just copy your email again so you'll have it. Hold on.
Yeah, give me your email and I'll put it in and I'll sign you up for the virtual art class as well.
Do it right now. Hold on.
Yeah, and I'll take care of it after
There it is. You got it.
Okay.
And I'd like to know about the women's group. I've successfully isolated myself since I got too sick to go to school, and I would like to talk to some girlfriends and just hang out. That sounds nice. And somebody who gets it.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Well, Alexa promises me that we will, because I've been bugging her to do this for a year now. She promises me it'll be up and running by September 30th. So you'll see it in probably next month. You should maybe see it in next month's reminder. I don't know. We don't even know what night it's going to be yet, and when we're going to do it, and what time of day we're going to do it. Alexa has some ideas about when she wants to do it. We may do it. I just don't know. I don't even want to say anything, but we'll definitely make sure everybody knows. And it could be a real sweet group. I mean, I know that the men's group, we've been running it now for about 3 or 4 years, and it got so big that we went to 2 groups a month. And the guys are, I'm astounded some of the stuff they talk about, and what they're willing to get into, and it's like it's great. It's great. But Abby, I would definitely sign you up, my dear, as soon as we get done. You'll see a welcome to Ancan will come through in your email. And
Okay.
just look at our programming as well. Go to ancan.org and look at our programming. And if you know people, send them our way. The groups are all free. They're all drop-in. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to commit yourself. You don't even have to identify if you don't want to identify. You can stay anonymous. We don't care. If we can make a difference for you anyway, we want to do that.
I like the no, because that's when I stopped like going to counseling and stuff. I'm like, I can't keep up with this schedule because sometimes I'm not well and I can't leave the house or I can't log on. And so that's like
Right.
a stress-free, like if you like feel well and want to, but like you're not gonna
It's
get
great.
kicked out if you're ill.
No. Gosh, no. Absolutely not. And through this group, I'm sure, Regina and Kevin, have you tied Abby into your sarcoidosis? I don't know what it is, wherever you post all your information. Where does Kathleen post all that information that she posts?
She doesn't have social media, so I got Abby covered.
Okay, you got her covered. That's all I need
sure
to know.
Yeah, we're gonna.
It seems like I'm the only person in their 20s that doesn't have social media. I used to get picked on when I worked at the camp. I was a camp counselor before I was like physically, yeah. But they made fun of me.
That's okay,
Yeah, I
not
have
me.
her covered. She will stay well informed.
Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to
Regina, I
jump
think your
over.
angel wings are starting to sprout.
Yeah, I can see him. I see him at the back. I see him at the back. I like that dress, by the way, Miss Regina.
Oh,
It's
thank
very
you.
pretty. I like the black and white and the blue and the red. It's lovely. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
It looks great. It's really pretty. All right, we'll get stuff to you, and I'm also going to make sure that that Alexa, I'll clue Alexa in to be sure that she includes the sarcoidosis when she pushes out the women speaking freely.
Excellent.
Okay.
All
Goodbye.
righty.
Where is
Rick,
Kathleen?
thanks. Always a pleasure.
It's always my pleasure. Where is Kathleen? Is she on vacation?
No, she wasn't feeling well today, so we told
Okay.
her we handle
She
everything.
just started a
So
new treatment.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, tell her I said hi, please. Okay.
Will do.
we'll do.
Bye.
It was nice
Bye,
to
Bye-bye.
meet
Rick.
you. I
All
like him.
right,
He's funny.
Abby, I will talk with you soon.
Okay, you have my phone number and my email. I'm always,
Uh,
and I'm very
and
busy
I'm
these
gonna tell you,
days, but
look, I'm gonna tell you same thing for you too. Okay.
okay. Oh, before I forget, I sent your book in my family chat, and I was like, my sister was like really wanting to like know more than like what she can like empathize with. So like if you get like orders, that was from me and my sister. So
Okay.
I'm
And
so
just an
excited.
FYI, we
Tell
you don't need to have sarcoidosis to be in this group. If you're uh,
no.
a friend, a support person, whatever you want to learn, come and ask questions, have her sign on. We can talk to her
Really?
about what it's like for your sister to have this.
Yeah,
Like,
caretakers
have a
can
little
come.
empathy. Like
Yeah.
I
when
didn't
she's
know
saying
that.
she's got no energy, it's not because she's lazy. It's because her damn mitochondria ain't working, or
Yeah.
sarcoidosis is flaring, and there's nothing left. We have a thing we call spooning. So like when I was sick 3 years ago, I came across this, and it's like, how do you explain to people how you have no energy? It's like I only have so many spoons a day of energy, and it's variable. And sometimes I can only have enough spoons to do my laundry and cooking and shopping, and that's it. I got nothing else in the tank. Other days I have more spoons, and I'll be around. So it's just whatever God gives you that day. This
But
is a
yeah,
way of
that's I'm
helping them
gonna
understand.
familiarize myself with that. When you go from like running around and hanging out with your kids, and now suddenly you can't. But it's not something you can take out on
Yeah.
yourself, and I know that,
Right.
but I'm
A
But
working
lot
on
of
it. I'm
people
really trying here.
a lot of
the
people want to know why my phone doesn't ring. Well, because if I want to talk to you, I will call. I keep my phone on silent.
yep.
Me
I
too.
sure
I put
do.
it on Do Not Disturb.
Hmm. My phone stay on silent, and I'll look at it. Oh, that person called. They can wait. I mean,
Yep.
because it's not important, you know.
Mm.
And then most of the phone calls are people who are trying to buy my house because my house is a beautiful home. It's almost 100 years old, and they are trying to gentrify over this neighborhood. And I know if I pick up that phone call, I'm going to cuss somebody out. Period. So I don't answer my phone.
So yeah, Fort Wayne's good for that. Is like gentrification and profiting off
Yes.
of the history. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
I've seen so many good homes go down, like especially like Fairfield area, because the city
Yes.
was like, we can't gentrify it, let it die.
Yes. That's what they're doing over in my area too. So, but no, they're not getting my home anyway. So I am going to go because I am sleepy and I need time to play my games on my phone and relax and watch TV
Me
Yep.
before I
too.
go to bed.
Well, thank you, Kevin and Regina. It was really nice. And then email's always open, but it was really nice talking to you guys. Like really nice, and I appreciate it.
No
Glad
problem.
you found each other, and glad you found the support group. And we'll see you next month.
Yeah. See you.
And,
All
Bye,
right.
and I will
guys.
send you some notes and
Oh
websites
yeah,
and whatnot.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep,
Hook up to
you'll
the
get
fire hose. Here it comes.
Kevin quit.
Oh,
And
I'll be here all week.
and
All
he's a
right.
funny guy too. So
Y'all have a
he's
great
cool.
night.
You
All
too.
right.
Thanks.
Ciao.